this without the help from some great friends here. Let's see how this works on the road. Here we go. We've acquired today's necessities. Obviously, with this contraption, I'm going to give oncoming traffic lots of room. Let's go. I think you're going to have to get some iced tea or lemonade from this lemonade stand because I am thirsty. Yeah, I'm thirsty. What do you got for sale today?
Iced tea, lemonade.
Oh, I think a Gatorade spot for me. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. And how much are these guys? Take that. And I don't need any change from you. Have yourself a good day. I'm going to go around the gate and take this back road. Should work. This e-bike has like a lock feature, so I can take that down. And if I hold this down, it'll power the thing. Keeps the cars up. This thing can go anywhere. I think I can decide it a little bit. Then I'll pop right out. Okay. Now this little trail. Got a site and I got a cool sticker here. So I asked for site that's not up the hill. I think we've achieved that. So yeah, put the sticker on and go off to our site. This site should work quite well. I'll just pull the camper over and get it leveled. We repurposed this hitch off of a much smaller trailer because it has a spring in there and I can get the flex to it. But it was riding low, so we've used zip ties to the rescue here. And it's temporary. It has to do for now. It's really very light. I'd say shelter's set up for the night, and I'm feeling thirsty. Got these little clips. Hold the door open here. It's an old propane access hatch from the used RV store. I got the guys to help me build the thing, come by and camp out here. So there's going to be some company, hence why there's so many step twos. Believe me, I have to be able to bike out of here in the morning, so I got to take it easy. Cheers, everybody. Step 2. This whole contraption, styrene on the top, laminated over the top of coroplast, makes it really rigid, like that. There's a how-to video on how we built this on the Steve Wallace Step 2 channel, where I can link. And anyway, the whole build, probably in materials, was $600, $700, and it looks a lot more professional. checker plate down there. Bicycle hooks on with this guy here, repurposed. Some of the stuff is coming delaminated because we didn't know what we're doing, but none of the lights are wired up yet. That's a project for future Steve, probably tonight. And yeah, we'll do a tour inside. There's not much to see. It's not finished yet, but we'll pull some stuff out, get some dinner started, and hopefully we get some northern lights tonight. They're talking about it. Not kitchen without popcorn. Popcorn's not a meal. Hot dogs. I think we're supposed to call them glizzies now is the new thing. I wasn't completely sure where I was going to camp tonight, but we picked this spot because there was an open sky. It has electricity, but I did not plan on that, so I got Jackery. And that's good because my extension cord's not long enough to reach the power. So somebody's bringing me an extension cord, and I think we can get the hot dogs started here. That's at about maximum capacity for this Jackery. It's only supposed to do 500. See how it holds out.
Influences aren't new. In 1941, Jeep wrote the book on all-wheel drive. Years later, the Jeep brand is still influenced. Some create trails, we create our own trail. Some say we smile in the moment, we smile for real. Jeep is only one.
At FNB, you can apply for 40 plus products with one application. Can your bank do that?
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I ain't never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
A year after I quit smoking, I was diagnosed with peripheral artery disease. I needed surgery to restore blood flow to my legs. Later, I found out smoking also caused my kidney cancer, and I needed surgery to remove my kidney. My tip is quit now. The sooner you quit, the better.
You can quit. For free help, text QUIT NOW to 333-888.
Couldn't find any actual corner molding, so this is vinyl wrap tape from 3M. Might do the job okay. Window from a used RV guy. Same with the access panel here. This was for a propane hatch on a camper. I can tell because of the propane warnings on the back. We got these little clips from an RV store. These lights were from Princess Auto in Canada, which is like Harbor Freight. This was from an RV store. We had to go find one of these, cheap, normal light. And let's go inside. Okay. Nothing is finished at all. This is the inside of the coroplast. We do have this little roof hatch, which I don't crank open because it makes things so much more comfortable in here, especially when the sun shines on this. We built these little wheel wells just out of some wood there to cover where the wheels are. Now go outside. Everything else in here, the wiring is still all out here. I'm going to try to put that in today. If you watch the build video, you can see it was originally going to be like a fifth wheel type of hitch on the back of the bike. That ended disastrously. So we changed the mounting point to the bottom there. And we've achieved very good results with that. So this old patch, from the outside, that one actually looks okay. We put more of that styrene on it, but it was one of these crusty old 70s camper ones, probably full of asbestos. And, you know, another window there at the back that was out of, obviously, like an RV door or a bathroom or something like that. It's frosted and gives some privacy. And this is going to be the mattress for tonight. So I'm going to get back out, lay this down there, and shortly I'm going to start wiring up some lights so that I can hang out outside by the fire and enjoy the glow of a yellow bug-resistant RV light. I haven't even got to enjoy my Gatorade yet from that lemonade stand. Gatorade stand's a great idea. The zero sugar stuff. At least it's got electrolytes, if nothing else. And yeah, this is 2 of these 3-inch foamies to give me a nice, good cushion for hunkering down tonight. And oh, yeah. So a nice little seat to chat with you guys. Just the first trip out with this thing. Obviously modifications and tweaks. Didn't want to take it on the highway for too far at all until I knew it wouldn't fly out of control and kill me. Nothing inside's finished. There are a lot of possibilities. I got a bunk that folds down. It turns into kind of a table. It is big enough in there to sit up, and but this, yeah, this mattress I got fits right in between there perfectly. Just trying to get my chair in there. That's perfect. Okay, sitting on a regulation height camping chair, a foldable one. I've turned the mattress around here, just kind of bunched up out of the way for now. But I could see like a little flip down, fold out type of thing. Would add some room, more room in here for activities. Definitely, I'm just going to put a little blanket or something over to cover this hole until I get it patched up more permanently. And a shorter chair would actually work. Like, I really could sit around here, relax on a rainy day, read a book, put up a movie somewhere. You know, it could be a little fold down thing there, like a kitchen. It is full of possibilities, and I welcome you guys' suggestions. From the far end in here, from where the camera is, it really isn't that claustrophobic, which I was kind of expecting. So something for the walls on these 2x2s is probably going to be extremely light, almost like cardboard with wallpaper on it or something. If you know a product that might work, let me know about that. But yeah, this is like storage right up here. Can easily lay down, fold down bed. I've been dreaming about building one of these for ages, and I'll show you how it came together here in a second. I knew I wanted something in proportion to the bicycle, so I looked up kind of a little fifth wheel type of arrangement. I figured the overhang is a great use of space on top of the back wheel. That's not going to work. So then I sketched out this little thing with some rough dimensions there. Not very pretty, but that was the next step. And then I whipped out the graph paper, and I came up with this. Now, this might look a little familiar to you. I didn't know what size of windows and doors I'd be dealing with, but that was just a rough guess. I figured the wheels at 10 inches outside diameter would be in proportion to this. They don't look quite that good, but close. 12-inch wheels in there would look a little bit better. The decals, we just kind of went with what we had. And, you know, the rear view of that, I figured something like that with spare tire. That's just a placeholder tire because that won't actually fit on here. but we had to put something there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that jackery is burning through the power. It has not been on very long and down 43% from a 98% charge. But those hot dogs, or blizzies as we're supposed to call them, seem to be doing okay. Hope my extension cord gets here soon because I want to pop a little corn, watch a little hockey. We got our extension cord not a moment too soon. Jackery's down to 33, and it's feeling hot. Just watching the game. I know I should be filming a video, but gotta watch this. I'll be back when it's over. We'll light a fire, chow down on some dogs, and have a good old night. Okay, I was filming the Aurora Borealis, which turned out to be lackluster. Everybody else posted amazing pictures. Oh, there's one. And I'm starting to get down to business. I assumed the game would not go into overtime. And I assumed I would have time to hook up the wiring. You know what happens when you assume? You reach a logical conclusion based on the information you have at hand. I'll tie that up nicely so the two ends won't meet and arc out. The battery has fail-safe protectors in it, but it's really hard to have. Pretty darn sturdy for a polymer composite. Really, it is solid and light. The whole thing probably 160 pounds, and I've been dreaming of building one of these since I was in my 20s. And we're at the age where technology from like an off-the-shelf bicycle can tow this thing. And it doesn't even have that big of a motor on it. Like 250 watts, third of a horsepower. I can take this pretty well anywhere I want to. 500 watts is legal, which I'd have no problem at all. I could even extend the checker plate around it and add a little more weight, but there's enough space on the top that I could put the solar on there to just keep driving it endlessly. I was expecting more people to buy, so for the surplus dogs, both dogs and bucks. No, it's pretty awesome there, actually. Ow. My thumb here on one of these nails. So these have got to change. This will be more than plenty. So with the width here, now I got room either side a few inches, and for shoes, of course behind the camera there is more storage. I put the shoes there too. Set and cozy.
Some blinds, some finishing inside to make it a little more domestic. But you can see those flying nuts in here. That's a great thing. I'm gonna turn off the light outside. Just like that. And I'll do the old reach around up there to lower my door. I can't believe I towed this up the bike. To go to bed, I want the door kind of latched. There is no lock mechanism here. In fact, there's barely a latching mechanism. I have to like pull that in and turn it by hand. And same over here. In all honesty, without all the stupid stuff hauling around, like the pub program and stuff like that, this would be almost practical, I have to say. This is perfect temperature for me. I'm gonna sleep like a baby. So glad we got the roof vent and this window there with the screen. Enough rambling. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. That worked just great in here last night. Just need some blackout curtains or something like that. But no, this is like the perfect size. This is absolutely perfect. This is my rundown on the situation. Just gotta get out here, walk around a bit, stretch these legs out, and then recap on this mission. This thing tows great, except I could use a more powerful e-bike. This one's 250 watts, but third of a horsepower, and I'm allowed to have 500 watts here in Canada. Rules, yeah. But that would be okay. With 500 watts, with twice the power, I pull this thing no problem. And what's even better, I got an e-bike, but they have e-bike kits. So this one's got the back wheel that's powered. I put a wheel on the front of this bike from an e-bike kit and have like a double e-bike. That would tow this around no problem at all. Weight-wise, it's acceptable. It's not going to get any lighter than this. I could go around trying to take off work here and there that's not necessary. But I think when I load it up with gear anyways, water is going to be like the biggest weight that I'm carrying. So that's about all I can do weight-wise. The wiring in the inside, I don't know exactly what the best way is. Maybe you guys have some ideas that you can let me know. But you know, it's 2x2 framing, coroplast. I think, you know, it's not ugly, but could be beautiful. So I got to come up with something lightweight that I can put on there. I made the very rookie mistake of running to the washroom and I left buns on the table, and I got back to the buns. But there's a very popular crow flying around that is likely full of buns. It's really smoky today. There's a wildfire somewhere that's blowing in here. So I don't want to do a marathon bike trip with this up a hill today. And I'm encrusted in mustard from those hot Lizzie's hot dogs. So yeah, I'm gonna pack up here. It's great to be able to get another video. This is the type of projects I'm talking about. It's going to keep coming. I'm already thinking of the next one and the next one, and this can kind of round out my experience. When I can't get to a stealth camping video, I can build something like this. And if I see something good and stealthy, I'm gonna camp there. But it takes me longer than a week to find a place like that, and get to it, and check it out, and plan it. So we're gonna be messing around with this type of stuff. So it was great to film another video. I know it's been like months since there's been some regular decent content up. And what I want to do is keep the train going, because I'm feeling pretty good health-wise. So mentally, I'm doing great. So I'm just going to keep on going, pushing forward. and getting the hiccups out of this because I'd forgotten batteries. I forgot half the stuff. I had to, call my friend and bring stuff out to me that I forgot, like flashlight, all the simple stuff that I thought I had in a certain bag, but I haven't used this stuff in a while. So, thanks everybody for stopping by. I might just hang out here another day and camp here. I'm not sure because I really don't want to bike this up that big hill in the smoke after I've been up till like 4 in the morning waiting for Northern Lights to happen. I just want a little bit of a relaxing day. So, cheers everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider subscribing if this is your first time on the channel. It gets weirder than this, so buckle up. Thanks everybody. Go back to business.
For the pet that means everything to you, nothing less than quality from Purina.
Hey guys, welcome to Camping with Steve. I got an e-bike. It was on sale at the end of the season, $1,000 off, and of course, the cheapest one I could find at Canadian Tire. And I'm going to go out and explore a little bit. I pulled over on a little secondary side road here. I want to check my map because this might go where I want to go. That's probably safer, to be honest, because there's a shoulder and less blind hills and turns, but this is a lot more scenic. And provided I stay as far to the right as I can, I shouldn't have a problem. Awesome little river here. Very tantalizing island right in the middle, but I'm in no way equipped to get out there. And there's houses really close by. But this back road here goes to this little village that got bypassed by the main highway. And I'll explore the roads up and down, see what I can see around here, because these are really quaint, beautiful roads. And I'm testing out I got this Insta 360 camera. I was kind of sold on it because it can, I guess, remove the selfie stick or something. So if you're seeing video that looks strange or different, there is not a car in front of me filming. It's just me along with the selfie stick that goes real big like that too. So I'm living in the future. I'm at what was the old main highway coming through here, and this section cut off on both ends. As I said, down that way it looks really overgrown. Down that way there's a little town, and it keeps going, and then it's really, really overgrown. So we'll go this way first, because I want to check out the town, village, hamlet, whatever it is. Thanks a lot. And this is where it used to just keep going straight. Crazy to think. That whole way I was biking, there used to be like transport trucks, everything. The main power lines actually kind of go along there too. So I'll turn around and head back to the other end of this road. But first, we'll find a little spot along that river, enjoy the snack, and then got to find somewhere to camp. I'm not going to camp. I'm not going to camp around this section because where it gets really overgrown, I get the highway noise, and hopefully I can find somewhere quieter. Let's go. taking a breather here. This is weight-wise what I would consider to be almost a fully loaded bike. There is all the camping gear in here, sleeping gear, water, food, cooking equipment, bug spray, tons of camera gear. And I've been pedaling this for, let's see, started around 30, so about 25 kilometers on medium assistance strength. Haven't really broken too much of a sweat. And the battery's still, one notch down from the top there. So far I'm pretty impressed with this. This makes biking seem so possible. So I'm just gonna go up the road, turn left onto where that road goes around, and see if we can hunker down for a little bit of a snack and drink the pool because I'm a little thirsty, and see what we can come up with for the night. Was a bit hungry there. Actually doing something really works up the appetite. Okay, done a complete loop. This is the original road that I pulled up, and this is actually the old highway. So this time we go that way. Sounds like somebody's coming though. I'm a cyclist today, but I'm not one of those cyclists. I get out of the way because I've been a motorist for so long, primarily, and I understand. We can be a nuisance on a bike. This is where the road ends, my friends. Going straight, power go that way. There's some boulders blocking this off. And going that way, there's nothing at all. There's more boulders. So, main highway up there. Doesn't look like it goes very far. So don't need to see anymore. Anyway, check this out. Okay, not much to see there. Okay. Scared me for a second. I thought it was bear sketch. It's just asphalt. I think I should be able to get through this way. Ah, yes. Oh, give me a break. Okay, that's a new one. I don't have the vehicle good enough to get this TV out of here, and I don't know where to put it. If I did get it anywhere, I can get the bike through here. This is easy. Oh. Okay. We don't have this where I'm from, but this looks to me like poison ivy. So I'll double check that with my app. I've seen enough pictures of it. You know, it's hard. Poison ivy, no problem. Long sleeve pants and closed-toe shoes. That's the way to do it. Now we're talking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The old highway. Power line's running right along beside it. Severely overgrown. I can kind of see the line paintings on it still. I'm gonna get the bike. I can camp down here easy. And that moss, I might not even need a sleeping pad. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna get the bike. Poison ivy. Yes, indeed. How about that? I'm identifying something. That's a good one to identify. Yeah, I'm gonna need that thermocell too, big time. Oh, that app is called Picture This. People will ask, and it identifies whatever you take a picture of. Don't trust it completely, but it's good guidance for sure. Definitely don't eat anything based on identification from that app. All right. There's no signs about trespassing or anything, so I'm not worried. Oh, this TV bugs me out. I guess I'll jump on and ride the through. See what this looks like. I'll check for spots to set up. Look around for that poison ivy before I get too comfortable. But I hear a little bit of a highway, so that's going to happen anywhere. And it's further away from that side where there were some residents a little further down that way. And you might bike through here, I'm not sure.
Help keep your kids going with Orgain Kids nutritional shakes. Real organic nutrition with vitamins, minerals, and fruit and veggie blend. Plus, 25% less sugar and a taste kids love. Fuel your kids' next adventure with Orgain.
They came to you on the night of my wedding. Made him an offer he couldn't decline.
Another ad agency?
Oh, is this mascot heaven?
Not quite. Basement storage at NJM. NJM is proud to put policyholders first, so we don't need mascots like us.
So I'm the elephant in the room. Forget this. Forget this. Oh, is this mascot heaven?
Oh boy.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Julie, what would you do for that? Miss Dior, the new essence, Dior. At Macy's, the fragrance destination.
First things first, I'm going to get some bug spray on and that thermosol on. So the name of this bike is a Raleigh Gateway Electric Assist. And I can say that electric assist makes a huge difference. Logged about 30 kilometers, which I'll figure that out to miles. That's not a long stretch by bicycle touring standards. Usually like 60 miles, 100K is a solid day or an acceptable day. But for the first time on a bike in ages, and for being as out of shape as I am, yeah, that electric assist makes it possible. Because I cannot imagine trying to do that without it. Okay. All right, nuke these bugs. Whoa, strong. Oh, deep free. I got the junk stuff. Oh, I never thought one of these little triangle chairs would be comfortable, but after sitting on a bike for the first time in ages, 30 kilometers, just about anything feels better than that seat. So I don't have a tent. I'm gonna be just stringing a tarp across, maybe using the bike as an anchor point, and then just kind of making a nice little bunk down here. I've got an air mattress, clear off some of this stuff, but I guess we'll go through the kit in the back. But first, I think I want to look through these woods here off to the side before it gets dark. We still got a couple hours until the sun sets, so lots of time. I don't know when they decommissioned this road, but this asphalt is in like really good shape underneath this moss. I don't want to rip up the moss or anything, but it's in better shape than some of the actual highway. Not really much down this section of abandoned highway. I think I need trouble. Is anything rotten? Oh, here we go. Used for a selfie stick. Small can of golden or pale oils have been noted for their appropriately low carbon and acid content. Okay, so this is a type of an event oil, I guess. When that got thrown out the window, they didn't have the stringent littering laws they do today. Nature just seemed inexhaustible. Nature's landfill, so to speak. We're hopefully getting better than that as people, aside from that TV up there. So, in my bag of tricks, I got fire starter, some waters, and I know I should have a refillable one. I refill these as much as possible, but on the road, a refillable water jug, it's not really that easy to find spots that fill them. Most places want you to buy these, so if you're not interested in giving away water. Extra thermocell stuff, some bear spray. Now, I'm not really that worried about bears here, but the black bears right across Canada, all over the place. Rope. This little folding grill thing we'll be cooking on. Picnic basket, and you can see I shifted the balance of the bike. Picnic basket. There was not room in the picnic basket for step 2s, so a little bag of what used to be ice. It's delicious, refreshing water. And some very frosty Alexander Keiths. Well, gonna have to be stealthy today, my friends. Cheers to taking on life. Yes, I tucked my pants into my socks because I gotta gather some firewood in a bit. And ticks, ticks, ticks. They like to get in there, and we don't want that. Yeah, just a couple rocks to hold it down. Perfect. Pretty sad looking. Well, thankfully for you guys, I'm not a spandex man. I just picked up something kind of that dries easy. It gives me some range of motion on the bike, and again, one of these fast drying shirts. I don't know the brands. These are from Walmart because that's all I can find around the area. And this one was from Mark's Work Warehouse. On clearance, I think, because it's the end of the sports season. But this is what I'm cooking on tonight. I picked this up in my travels somewhere. I couldn't resist. When I see something moderately inexpensive that's neat and could have some use on my trips, I like to pick it up. So folds out like so. UCO flat pack portable grill and fire pit. I'll see if I can track down thing to it, but let's see if it works before I endorse this thing. I think I'm going to move everything over to the other side there because I came in on that side, and if I'm having a fire, I want it kind of blocked by this. Like there's nothing on that side. There could be people walking around to the end of the road there, although nobody is likely to come by. I'm sure I'm not supposed to be here. We'll test this out. Clearly the first time I burned anything in it. My kindling. It's really cute, and with small pieces of wood, it should go for quite a while. Probably just throw in some pieces here and there. So I better find that that prick to lift up the grate. I don't really like things that come with a bunch of pieces to lose.
One wipe cleans up to 50 feet.
In business, like in love, success is rooted in simplicity. Now, QuickBooks is my one-stop shop with connected tools, AI agents, and access to trusted experts if I need support. I run my whole business in one place, cultivating my confidence.
You're going to have to be pretty aggressive with the thermocell and sex rating it because it's not really cooling down that much. Right now it is 25 Celsius. It's fairly close to 80 Fahrenheit, and it will only be cooling down to around 70 Fahrenheit tonight, or about 21-ish Celsius. So I'm not expecting it to let up. And I'm probably not going to need this top tarp tent, so I'll probably just lay it on the ground there. Building up some coals and embers in the bottom there, which is great because I'm planning a moderately ambitious meal. I've got these twice baked double stuffed potatoes. They used to actually look nice, you know, like with those little decorative swirl things on top. No, after a bike ride, they look like mush. So there's these. My backup food, when I'm testing a new stove, I always bring something to keep me alive. Potato salad. Should everything else not work, and you know, I could eat that anyways. And in the deli department, they had these ground beef, lean ground beef stuffed peppers. So these are not cooked at all. And I got some foil. I'm gonna wrap them in the foil and just kind of try to cook them on there. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but it's not my first experience with cycling. People may have missed wherever I mentioned it in the videos, but about 10 years ago, I did ride my bicycle from Victoria to Edmonton, a distance of 1,200 kilometers or 800 miles, thereabouts. And I would do this type of thing. I'd camp in the woods, sleep on the side of the road, crawl behind a sign, stay in a campground. Money was a bit of a factor, so I didn't really stay in hotels. But campgrounds were the treat. And that was a non-e-bike. That was like a purely pedal-powered bike. And it was way cheaper than this one. It was the cheapest road bike I could get my hands on at the time, and it was loaded a lot more than this. There was the 2 panniers on the back, 2 on the front, and I went over the Rockies in that. So getting back into that, I think, is good for me. I can get into shape. I don't anticipate I'm going to go right across the country in this thing, but on the way back, I'm going to put it to good use. I got a little carrier for the back of the car. I can take it down the highway, and it's just a great pace to see the world. Like little places like this that you probably would have just drove past. Here, I can actually, scoot off, explore it a bit, get back on the road, like not in a rush. Because it seems like when you're driving, you just try to get there. It looks like a lot of holes in there, and that'll do the job fine. And I'm sitting here hours away from entering the 42nd year of my life. Happy to be keeping things as simple and as real as possible, and happy to be sharing it with everybody. Oh, my eye! That would make it exciting, but not in the way I want. Let's see how badly this goes. Okay. Potatoes are on for a little bit. Let's see. They're okay. Don't look at the potatoes. Just check out this little guy. That cooked up just perfect. Oh yeah. Foil pouches, never go wrong with that. Let's go up to the highway. What could go wrong? Went through about 1 million spider webs. There's even more. Holy man. So, finding my way back. That's the interesting part. How about that? Under the stars. That's sleeping bag purely for show, because it is hot out. It's gonna be a good sleep. See you guys in the morning. Morning, everybody. I love when the contours of the road perfectly fit your body. That was actually a strange thing to discover, but a good thing. One of the first times I used Thermacell and still had a bit of a mosquito issue here. So I'm going to pack up pretty quick. I slept in because it's my birthday and I literally have nothing to do other than pack up and start the day. 9:57. Good job, Steve. Sleeping in on a road. That's impressive. Okay. So yeah, I did hear some voices, and
I gotta get out of here before somebody finds me embarrassingly sleeping on the ground on an abandoned highway. And speaking of the day, this held up good. Verdict on this little guy, based on the first use, is I like it. This place is looking more abandoned than when I got here. Perfect. Look at this. You never know a soul is here. Just the way it should be. I'll see if I can fit the camera back in here. Sure hope so. I'll see if that general store has breakfast tea type thing. Let's roll. All right, I'm gonna keep biking to the next town down the road. Something that hopefully be open. It's only about 17K down the road. What does that mean? Miles. Okay, it looks like it's going to be Subway. I'm gonna find somewhere to chow down on my foot-long BLT, but it's not gonna be inside the restaurant. I don't think I've ever actually eaten in the sit-down part of a fast food restaurant since I was a child, and I don't intend to start now. Looks like I didn't have to go too far. When I woke up, I wasn't feeling it, but after that last 20-kilometer stretch, I'm feeling it. It's nice to sit on something that's not that bike seat. But thanks for watching, guys. I know this is different as always. Nothing really that stealthy to it, but it was fun, relaxing, therapeutic, cathartic. I got to see my abandoned highway that I've always been dreaming of doing a camping trip on. And overall, it was pretty fun for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do, please consider subscribing. It's like a birthday present for me. Thank you. But cheers, everybody.
Help keep your kids going with Game Kids nutritional shakes. Real organic nutrition with vitamins, minerals, and the fruit and veggie blend. Plus, 25% less sugar and the taste kids love. Fuel your kids' next adventure with Orgain. Teacher's #1 wire.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I just got dropped off on this set of unused railway tracks. They're not technically abandoned, but there hasn't been active rail traffic on these in 10 plus years, and everyone seems to use it as a walking trail. So I'm gonna go for a little hike and see what we can find. Yeah, you can actually see there's no way a train would be safely going down this. There's missing fish plates and there's spikes that are just completely missing. So yeah, look at that. It'll take a complete rebuild to basically get this railway active again, and they're talking about it. Of course, don't do this. Stay off the tracks. Anytime is train time, except here and right now. Some houses right there, and then it looks like that's about all. And everybody walks down here. There's even like a little trail on the side here.
This is the nice little spot where all the dog walkers come down. And I think there's going to be a spot over on this side that I can set up my hammock. And that's a little farther away from where people walk their dogs. A lot of the old ties they pulled out actually look better than what's in there right now. This doesn't look too bad at all. There's a road right there, so I'll need to keep any light kind of facing this way, away from the road. And there's a flat spot down there. It doesn't look too bad with pine, so I'll see if there's a spot. I figured there should be because there's a lot of trees that are set out nicely. Hammocks are really picky about how far the trees apart are. Yeah. Nobody back there would ever see a thing. Doesn't look like anybody's been down here either. We're going to keep it that way. There's a lot of branches in the way between these two trees, but given that the hammock has a tarp over top of it, I think I can set it up underneath and kind of have these branches over top of it. Extra layer still. Why not? This tree behind me should be good enough to do the job. I don't think that's falling over anytime soon. I got the feeling the hammock strap is probably not even big enough to get around the street. Not in this. We'll burn up two with this one. We'll just have to use the rope on the other tree. This is technical. Something I never mentioned, I don't think I've ever mentioned it. When I pack my kit, I pack the things I need first at the very top. So I've got jackets and stuff, but it's warm out, I'll need them later. But this I want to do in the daylight. Just gonna try and tighten up this. That should keep me above the ground. Like I am above the ground by the morning. Things might slip, and I don't want to roll down this hill. It's better. It'd be about as good as I can get. Something that will aid me greatly. So removing all this stuff underneath. It's gonna poke me in the back and feel like job completed. Okay, wouldn't be tough long.
days, real hot days. Yeah, I'm not just sweating because I'm out of shape. It has been hot, like high 20s here. It's around 80 Fahrenheit. I'm just not used to that. I like it more comfortable, 65 Fahrenheit, 15 Celsius. That's the perfect type of weather for me. But at night it's going to cool right down, so I'm going to need jackets and probably see my breath tonight. That's that magical time of year. And I'm perched on the top of my hill here. Not a bad view down there. For a stealth test, of course, it's a huge cliff with a retaining wall on that side, so I'm not going down, but I got my ride to come by. And you can kind of see me, but he's way over there.
I see a head. Yeah, there's no chance somebody would see that. That's so good.
Isn't that the smart way to do a stealth test? Have somebody walk by with their camera out, like they're just walking by, and then send me a video and a picture. So it looks good. All this poison ivy looking stuff under here is not poison ivy. I'm gonna just run a quick check on it. And it is English ivy. That's exactly what it is. So I obviously don't want to roll around in it, but it's not the type that's going to make me break out in hives and have to go to a dermatologist. That plant identification app I used is called Picture This. I haven't tried any others, so I can't really say if it's better or worse or anything. It just is another tool on my phone that I can use. I don't know how good it is. This actually might be poison ivy, but I don't think so. I'm gonna go back up to the tracks. I'm gonna do this while I got a little bit of light. Once the sun's down, I'm gonna stay here. It's real steep and there's stuff to trip on everywhere. There's edges to fall off of. So, any problems, we just wanna hunker down for the night. So from up here, that's pretty obvious, but to the side of the tracks, it shouldn't be. I am expecting some road noise tonight, but nothing like that sign. Up there is the main highway. This is the unused railway, and down there is the old highway on the other side of that retaining wall. And I'm gonna get back in there because it is still technically jogger hour, whatever that is, in the evening, right before bed. I know somebody did build one of those little bicycle things that goes on here, but they couldn't get approval to use it as a tourist thing. They might be on here, or there might be a very slow going high rail, little truck that inspects things. So what's going on down there? Okay. Nobody's gonna see a thing at all. From here, I can see it because no. But 12 steps from here, it'll be visible. 10 or 12 careful steps in the dusk, downhill, after one step too.
I'm gonna clear off the sitting rock because everything else is pokey and probably anthills or something. So, the fine little sitting rock. Aha! Right by my sitting stump, I've identified a huge hazard. It's an old fence. It's not barbed wire, but it's a tripping concern. I just thought it was ID. Big part of being colorblind. You don't really notice the ground here. Big shout out to the first responders. That's all I can say. Just alone on my stone. Let me move this to a different spot. This is annoying. Thought this was easier. Anything heavy, I like to let gravity work as much as possible. Sweet. So we got in this. Those are gonna fall off anyway. I packed in the right order today. It is starting to get a little chilly. Take a break. Sometimes it's just too hot, and an hour later. We got the other one that zips onto this one too, just in case. It's getting real dark real quick, so I put my backpack right along this old fence. I'm just going to stay this side of it, not get too close to the other. So I'm really hunkered down here, basically on this rock until I go to bed. And that's the safest thing to do. Just a little more of this dog walking hour. Once it really gets dark, I tend to relax a little bit more. I know I need a light to kind of see things, but I don't use a red light, and I get this a lot that I should be using a red light because it's stealthy, but I'm colorblind, and like to me, I can't see really much at all with a red light on, so I'd have to have it so bright in red light, I'd look like a lighthouse or something, like a beacon or a flare. By the time I could actually function with that, possibly, you know, a green light or something that's not white might work to my advantage. Let me know if you know anything about that, but red is unfortunately a no-go for me. So I have my flashlight, I try to cover it up a little bit so it's not quite so bright, and I don't shine it directly towards anything, so there's just kind of an ambient glow, which shouldn't be too big of a problem here. I think this is going to be great. What could go wrong? Stealth camping is really boring when you find too good of a spot, and this is too good of a spot. I know there's no way I'm going to get caught here, so we're just going to have a good time here. Cook some food, relax a little. I can't imagine doing this without a cell phone because literally in between shots, I'm reading news articles. But like, there's not a lot to do here. Not a lot to film either because it's so dark. I'll find better spots, but I figured this one being so close to the road would be risky enough to be amusing. Anyway, I found some chicken breaded cutlets with cornflakes. I'm gonna cook those up. And there's only one thing to cook. That is so convenient. I just have coleslaw and potato salad for accompaniments. And yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with that spark starter on this little stove because it takes a lot of clicks before it goes, and see,
So much more safe and convenient. Okay, this is going bad. I'm one of the guys that will admit it. If I come up with a meal and try to cook it, and it doesn't work out good, I'm not gonna act like it's amazing. It's pretty black, I'll say that. Not sure what the deal is here. There might have been instructions on how to do this properly, but I thought medium heat on the frying pan should be fine for this. But I'm sure the chicken isn't even cooked inside. It's scorched on the outside. This is a learning experience, but I'm gonna have to eat this. Despite how atrocious this looks, I'm taking a nibble. It tastes okay. It's like the... Oh, wow. No, this really looks awful. But it does taste okay. Like, I'm embarrassed to show you this, but that's the protein for this meal. Is this guy in this weird thing mostly stuck to the pan. So I knew I'd be okay because I brought coleslaw and potato salad from the deli at the grocery store that I know I can rely on because someone other than me cooked it. But I also did bring sriracha, so however bad anything is, sriracha can fix that. I'll just they call it a sport, but it doesn't really do either job all that well. What cooked okay? Like burned, but the coating stayed on. This one lost, sacrificed its coating, and potato salad made by professionals. That actually works really good for a summer meal. Potato salad, coleslaw, burnt chicken. So, cheers everyone, and as always, don't cook with steam rest. Hammock is saggy again. That means I'll be on the ground. Hard to say. Maybe one of my Alberta cluster nuts have failed on me. I'm supposed to fail on it. But, gotta tighten this back up. Okay, I'll hope for the best. Well, okay, this is way too good of a stealth camping spot. I figured that with the road right there and the trail right there might be some more of a challenge to it, but I could build a shack and just live here indefinitely. A very happy life. And that's not what makes it a good stealth camp. What makes it a good one is like a roundabout or something. You get in and you're out the next day, but this is too easy, I have to say. So I'm going to keep on looking for better ones, more exciting things, but also other projects. And just stealth camp forever. I'm 41, right? There's going to be other projects on the go, so it's not a strictly stealth channel, and I've always said that. But oh, I feel like I wasted the whole prep and planning by coming to a spot that was just too easy. But I guess it'll be a relaxing night. Sounds of Steve, a nice, comfortable, relaxing camping trip. For once, nothing exploded, nothing caught on fire. Hitting hay relatively early, so that's all good stuff. So see if that hammock's on the ground in the morning, I guess. There's that old fence. Trouble.
Rapunzel!
The home with Duncan is where you want to be.
New CeraVe Air Foam Cleanser. 8-hour oil control plus 24-hour hydration to balance combination skin.
Nobody likes a cracked windshield.
What was that?
No, but you can go to SafeLight.com and get it fixed now and pay later. Awesome. SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Get it fixed now and pay later at SafeLight.com.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Huggies Fast Absorbing Core versus 3 Ds. Will it leak? 1 D, 2 Ds, 3 Ds. Ta-da! Huggies Snug and Dry. Up to 100% leak proof. Ultra dry.
Hammock is settling down low, but it's not a problem. Let me get the sleeping bag set up and call it a night for now. Not bad, not bad. I'm up off the ground. And that's all I'm really concerned about tonight. And I should do okay. I'm gonna flash the room. See you guys in the morning. Hi everybody, it's middle of the night here, 4:21 a.m. and my phone's acting up. So it's my lifeline. I don't have my emergency beacon with me. If there is a problem, it's a long scramble up the hill. So I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's a battery issue. If I have it plugged in, morning commuters, if I have it plugged into my power bank, it keeps going. And so I've unplugged the GoPro so I can keep the phone on standby. I'm going to try to get a little more shut-eye here. And oh, 5:30 and it's already getting light out. It's only going to get worse from here, especially when I head further north. But makes it hard to sleep in, especially when you've got a crummy sleep. But that rustling outside in the bushes has stopped. The phone seems to be working while it's plugged in, but as soon as it's unplugged, it just stops. So I'm gonna see if I get a little more sleep here. Good morning. Had some pretty interesting dreams there. That was like pretty intense. I got woke up 2 or 3 times. Not necessarily like a nightmare, but you know, kind of scary things. Like one part there was heights, another part was an earthquake. Yeah, really interesting. So hopefully no heights or earthquakes today, but definitely got to get this packed up and out here. Yeah. This is like basically on the ground, but not quite. So stealthy, nice and low. All my bags are packed and ready to go. Won't step on the fence. There we go. Just to scramble up to the top, and then we'll get back to the campground and chat a little bit more. Show you kind of what's going on with the Brave Little Toaster. Kind of a different ending to the video, but let's do this. Well, that was a good little sleep. Once I got back to sleep in the morning, finally. Would I recommend it? No, not this one. It didn't have that stealth feel. You know, it was just the woods somewhere. Traffic was close. Hiking trail was close, but the traffic was lacking. So the topography also made it a challenge because there wasn't a lot of flat ground to walk around. And even a hammock, when you set up a hammock, you gotta have it level, right? So if your ground slopes down, you have to go way high up on one of the trees to match the other tree. So I won't be back here, don't worry. Don't worry, the county that I'm in. I will not be pestering your poor community anymore pretty soon. You can see where this goes. Yeah. Well. Right to the road. It sounds like maybe my ride's here. I'll just tell them to come. Oh. Yeah, let's see. Perfect. That'll save me some hiking. Hey there. I found a way back down to the road. I'm already on the road, further up towards the way that you drove in. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You bet. Thanks so much. All right. That's awesome. Okay, that saved a bit of walking. That saved a bit of walking. In between camping adventures, I'm at a campground, but not a public campground. This is a private one. There's big differences. These are not focused as much on nature. There are other things like golf, like pitch and putt, outdoor swimming pool, laundry facilities, and there's no limit on how long you can stay here. You can live here. Provincial parks, they have a couple of weeks that you can stay, and then you're out for until next year.
And here it's, yeah, you can set up your gazebo and build a deck around your thing if you're paying to stay long enough. So two different types of parks. This one is a little more challenging to film in because the sites are just close, of course. Look at that. So we'll be packing up and heading out of here pretty quick. Just got to edit, buy a new phone. Actually, I have to buy a new phone in order to do the upload because I can't quite trust this guy anymore. He's had a good run. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, the great little toaster's been doing just fine for me. It's like I've seen before. In here is what you'd expect. This is my life in between the stealth camping. I hunker down in here. And if we spot, or not spot, it's an in-reach or an in-reach. That I should have with me in case if the phone dies. But yeah, it's real basic. Got kind of a lot of aluminum foil for some reason. But you know, this I'll take on the road up island. And we're gonna see what we can do with this. Park on a beach somewhere. It's getting hot in the routine. The next video is going to take some courage to film in a claustrophobic way. So stay tuned for that. If I have the guts to go through with it, I sure hope so. And after that, my map is, the map says there be dragons. I have no idea what's happening, what's coming, but I'm gonna jump in the car and drive with this little trailer, and we're gonna see what we can find along the way. You know, maybe we'll find some stealth, maybe we'll find some waterfalls, maybe we'll find a boring old campsite, maybe we'll find an amazing campsite with, I don't know, gold mining or something, gold panning. But yeah, stick around and find out. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you like this, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everybody.
Orgain Creatine. It's good for your muscles and mind. Premium creatine monohydrate with zero fillers or additives that supports muscle strength and power and brain health. Elevate your performance with Orgain Creatine.
Tangy. Not bad though. A few more spices would have helped, but got some fresh baked buns. Somewhere here. Right on. So, the situation with the trip to BC, a lot of people are wondering about it. And yeah, it was one of those things where nothing went right, kind of right from the beginning. And I'll give my brief version here of what's happened, but I certainly don't want to moan about the fact that I couldn't get out and film where I wanted to, because there's people actually suffering out there. It's unfortunate for me that I couldn't get what I wanted to filmed. However, I'm out here in a hammock by choice, and there's people actually in shelters right now, not by choice. But Reader's Digest version of the events. I'd planned to do a series of stealth videos on Vancouver Island, which is a stealth camper's paradise. It's warmer than here by far, and that was kind of what I was going for, because winter stealth camping is really unpleasant when you're trying to do it in a backpack. And I had a bunch of spots planned out, a bunch of really cool things I was going to do. And I packed up and left. And I stayed the first night kind of in the first town into BC I could get to, would be Valemount. And I bunked in for the night. I slept in a bit because I had a couple of tattoos to kind of celebrate being out on the road. And by the time I got in the car, the snow was flying. And what I heard from the limited radio reception was that there was an absolute disaster unfolding in the province, including the actual roads I needed to take to get there. And by the time I traveled a little further down, I'd heard the entire town of Merritt was evacuated, and they were coming to Kamloops and Kelowna and these other places for shelter. And the storm was going. I was white knuckling through snow, of course. It's always what happens. But yeah, I figured I'd get to Kamloops and see what happens from there. We had no idea the extent of the tragedy that was happening. And, well, the traffic is a little noisy. We had no idea when the roads might be open, when they wouldn't be open. And then, over the next few days, we realized these roads might not be open for months. And I was in Kamloops, which is not my ideal city for stealth camping. I found a couple of good spots. Of course, one of them I got to, and there's syringes and the lock zone kit right where I was going to camp for the night. And I found a few other potential spots. The problem I have with Kamloops, beautiful city, beautiful people, but everybody's in a real hurry, and the town is not laid out straight. Like there's roads curving all over. And when I'm looking for a spot, I try to slow down and peek around. And the people behind me, they know exactly where they're going, and they want to get there quick. So there's a little bit of road rage in this, and not just against me, but against other people. But no, it's a really good town, of course, and obviously a stressful time for a bunch of people that ended up into town as evacuees, etc. So, with that said, I got an eye infection. It was called a sty, and it's not pink eye, because I know the jokes are going to come up about pink eye, but no, it's basically the tear pipe, the nozzle of the tear pipe gets a crumb in it or something, and it backs up. And my whole eye was like swollen shut. So right then I'm thinking, this is definitely not meant to be. As soon as the eye heals up, I'll turn around, and I did. And I'm just on the way back home right now. I'm probably 3 hours away from home, and then I saw this awesome sign. So I had to get behind that, obviously. And it's been overdue. I've been absolutely down in the dumps, but this is not an hour for me to complain. This is, I'm going to say, a call to arms for people. With what's happening in BC, I have to thank the beer donation people, which will play out here, probably over here. But please, I'm going to take down the beer donation link as I get back to edit this video, and I encourage everybody to donate to local charities, local food banks, Red Cross, whatever the case is. This is the season coming up when people need it the most. I am eating quite fine here. It doesn't look like much. That's all I need. I'll do fine. Corned beefy. But I have donated $1,000 to the Red Cross BC flood relief, and I put a challenge out to any other YouTubers that get to go out to BC, a beautiful province. I was born there. I lived there for years. I have a lot of good friends and a lot of family there, and it breaks my heart what everybody in BC has been going through. But that's not the only tragedy in the world. Please, please defer any beer donation funds until after things get straightened out to the new year sometime and after the holiday season is done, because there's folks that, you know, would be lucky to be having this tangy corned beef crab soup here for sure. And so anybody actually going out enjoying BC, any tourists, you know, please consider putting in a donation to the relief fund. And that's all I can say about that. I know it's probably a long list over there because it's been a few weeks that I haven't done a video, but thank you all so much. But I am going to be turning off the links to the beer donation funds, and until the new year I want to see any of those donations go towards your local food banks, Habitat for Humanity, whatever your cause is. And please give me a message through stevewallace.com or campingwithsteve.com. They're both the same site, and I'm going to get your names up for what you can do to help people that are really struggling, because my stealth camping, I love doing it. I get a thrill out of it. I used to do it not by choice. Now I do it by choice because it's fun to do and it gets me outside. A lot of people don't have that choice though. Thank you all so much, of course. And enough of this old guy rambling on. I have no idea what I'm even going to do when I get home for another video, but I know what I'm going to do as soon as I finish eating this. I have to get the bear spray out of my car across the highway, so we're going to go for a little walk here as soon as the traffic calms down. Cheers, everybody. And feels like I'm here with friends, even though I'm just talking to the camera. But I'll see you in the comments, I'm sure.
Fits like a cup and traps leaks. Keep it dry, guys.
I feel like when you see other people are going through the same thing, it makes you feel less alone. And there's something out there that can help.
Wait, where's the sound coming from? Inside. Inside? Yeah, the Summit for Value City has immersive sound, so you can feel what you're watching. So instead of watching the movie, I could be in the movie? It's a sofa, not the multiverse. We came here from the digital world, looking for something you've discovered. Some of us will start to get it. But I can help you.
Okay, I'm just going to go for it. Actually, this works out perfect. This. Perfect timing. Doesn't get better than that. Good one. It's going to be around -4 Celsius tonight, so I'm sure that's not too cold. Probably, 24 Fahrenheit or something like that. 25, I don't know. But I have a sleeping bag that should be able to deal with that, and I got a liner inside of that sleeping bag too. That'll be excellent. Just gotta head back across the highway here, and we can get ready to hunker down a little bit. It's go time! Highway traffic is really calming down a lot, so I'm going to get the sleeping bag set up. I don't think I've used this one before. It's the Woods Woken -7. I got an assortment of sleeping bags to kind of try and match the temperatures I go out on. And this one's pretty puffy, pretty big. Oh, that's a nice big sleeping bag. Of course, that's a real wide big money bag. I'm going to be trying out this fleece sleeping bag line. Just going to cut that out here. When I look on the screen, it looks a lot brighter than it actually is in real life. But yeah, fleece liner in here should provide the warmth I need without trying to inflate that sleeping pad. And I know there's under quilts for these too, which are super good. I will experiment with one of those under quilts here in the not too distant future, but time for this old guy to roll in for the night. And we'll see what the morning brings. Walk around a bit. Make sure the air's breathing here with me. Okay, sounds good. Crawl in here and get settled. Okay, tucked in quite nicely. The sleeping bag liner getting into the other sleeping bag was kind of like trying to put a pair of jeans on top of another pair of jeans. Didn't work too smoothly, but it worked. I got everything I need here. Up above me, of course, you know, bear spray, cell phone, car keys over there. And of course, I'm still unreliable. I didn't want to take it on this trip, so I rented a car. And I did not know, but if you lean on the keys wrong, the trunk pops open. And got a call from the hotel front desk, and they said, your trunk's open. So I went down to close it. If I'd known better, I could have just pushed the button to close the trunk, but I'm not used to these fancy things. So I've got a really nice view out here through the screen. I can see a whole bunch of stuff out there, vehicles coming. Actually, I could probably see the car in the parking lot if I didn't have this camo. But hopefully it'll be a warm night. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you like watching grown men sleep behind billboards, please consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Cheers. Good morning. It's cold up there and I don't want to get out of bed, but I have to. Here goes nothing. Okay, the worst is over. Jacket's on. Packed up here. This little fleece liner I got probably saved the day. I was pretty warm, but just about on the edge of comfortable, if you know what I mean. My feet were having some issues staying warm until the sun came up and I could see the bottom of the sleeping bag where my feet were was kind of bunched over weird, and as soon as I adjusted it, it warmed right up. Could have been a much nicer night. However, I did get some sleep, not a full 8 of course, but that's okay. It is a good thing to get any amount of sleep behind a billboard in freezing temperatures
non-stop traffic. Things could definitely be worse. Will it fit back in the bag? Ta-da! That golf course up the hill there, it's a lot more substantial than I thought. I looked at it on the maps, and it's a public golf course. Looks to be a full 18 holes, and I guess I technically kind of slept with that golf course. Just love these stuff stack compression bags. Makes pack up so much easier. Just about packed up, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to leave the gear basically here, run across the road, back of the car, then casually load up. I'm up with the keys for that thing. Excellent, excellent. I don't always mention in the videos what hammock I'm using, but it is a Hennessy asymmetrical zip model hammock. I'm using these for years with absolute great success. You sleep at an angle inside of them against the line. Ideally, that's what you do. And then you can actually lay flat instead of like curve like a banana. And I'm a side sleeper, so that works really good for me. Everything packs up nice and quickly. I got this camo netting still set up here because I'm leaving all the gear here when I run across the road. Same deal as last time, I'm just bringing the cameras because it would be absolutely unfortunate if they got stolen right when I finished filming the video. So I'm gonna wait for the break of traffic, then we're gonna run across the road. Now is a good time to go. She's a frosty one. This will have to warm up. The rental company didn't include an ice scraper, and I hate using the credit cards. My hands are cold enough. I don't want to freeze myself anymore. But I am. Tripod, and we're out of here. Another successful stealth. Somewhere I probably shouldn't have been. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned. Oh, yeah, this backpack is really not that comfortable. Stay tuned for more adventures. There's bound to be more. I'm not giving up anytime soon. And we'll see how things go with the weather. It's going to be really crummy. So next week, whatever I do is going to be cold. I can guarantee you that. So cheers, and we'll see you next. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for following along. Bye, everybody.
Vanguards won't